Surprise! Another final chapter video right after the last one. In the last video, I really committed to finish some series and get back on track. But in the meantime, I also read a few other books in series and started another series. But I didn't want to put it in the last vlog because I wanted to reach the goal of 25 series that I want to continue and finish over time, because I've started all the series in the last probably 15 years and I really want to get the number down step by step, even if I start some new series over time, so that I can really focus on new releases, on series that I really like, and that I continue when new books are coming out. So let's start the vlog with the first book, which is a prequel novella of a new series I started, the Jacksonville Ray series by Emily Rath. The prequel novella is called That One Night and is a really spicy one-night stand between Rachel and Jake, two of the main characters in Packing Around, the first full book of the series. I really enjoyed this novella. It was super hot, super spicy, and really well written. I flew through the pages, and the connection between Jake and Rachel was wow. I loved it, and I can't even see how two other guys can reach the same level of connection between the characters. Because the full novella Packing Around is not only about Jake and Rachel, it is about two other guys. It is white shoes, and it is a ice hockey romance, which I really love. So I will read the full novel next, and I will talk to you when I'm halfway through the book. Okay, just took a quick break from reading to give you an update on Packing Around by Emily Rath, because I am now halfway through the book and I have some thoughts. I'm really enjoying my time with the story, with the characters, and the spicy scenes are written really well. So it's getting hot in here, because this book is not subtle. I don't know if the author even heard about being subtle with some things, because this story is super, super direct. What the characters feel for each other, the tension in the book, and we are getting right to the point. So we have a lot of spice here and a plot building loosely around it, because in my opinion sometimes the plot doesn't make sense and the characters behave against what they said before. So definitely not a 5-star read, which is okay. As I said, I have a really great time with it. It is super entertaining, and that's all I need at the moment. It is white shoes. We have Jake, a character we already know from That One Night, because Jake and Rachel had a one-night stand there, and they had such soulmate energy that I had a hard time imagine Rachel with another guy. But then came Caleb, and they also have good energy. Not like Jake and Rachel in the novella, but enough to make the tension between them believable and the lusting about each other. As I said, it is very direct, so the characters are getting right into it. Sometimes in situations that felt a little bit not wrong, but maybe questionable. especially after Rachel draw a line that she doesn't want to be intimate with them. The club scene showed something really different after that, but okay. You definitely don't read this book for the plot, but for the spice. And like I said, that is really well done. The last chapters now I've read. So after the whole sudden death talk, that was super hot, not gonna lie. And I can't wait to continue reading. I just took a break to update you because I'm flying through these pages. The writing is super light, and even if I sometimes miss some themes, and I think we really need more show than we have tell here with the plot. I can't wait to continue, which I will do now, and I will talk to you later. And I am back now after I finished packing around. It was an okay read for me, so maybe 3 stars, because I enjoyed my time with it. I enjoyed my time with the characters. I enjoyed these spicy scenes. We had a lot of them, but I really missed some depth for the relationships, for the characters itself, because it was all focused on the spies. So we had a lot of that, but not much love in the relationship. I don't know how to explain it that well, but I missed some calm moments of these couples together, where they cook together, where they watch a movie, where they take a walk on the beach, things like that. So, day to day life. And I really missed side characters here. We had a lot of them, but they were barely there. For example, Rachel's best friend, or her twin brother, or Jake's twin sister, or because it is a big topic in the story, Rachel's father, the rock star. We haven't seen a lot of these side characters, even if the characters tell us again and again how important these people are in their life. And that was disappointing to me. And I also think these already thick book could have been a duology or a trilogy, because then we could have all the things that I've missed here. But as I said, I had a good time with it. It was super entertaining and I enjoyed reading the book, and I will definitely continue with the series. Not in this vlog, because I need to wait now for my friend that I've done a buddy read with, that she finish, so we can start the next book in the series together. I really went ahead here because I wanted to finish the book. I think she's a little bit over halfway through now, and she's criticizing the same things as me, which is not surprising to me because often we have the same opinion on books, which is why I enjoy reading books with her. And the next book in the series will be another novella or bonus chapters or whatever. It is Packing Ever After Volume 1. And after that, I think we have the next full novel, which is Packing Wild. In Germany, book 2 will be available in May. So even if my friend would have finished book 1 now, we would have to wait for book 2 until May, because she reads the books in German and I want to continue buddy read the series with her. But what I can say at this point about book 2, it is not white shoes, it is MF romance. and it is focused on one of the players of the Jacksonville race and Rachel's best friend. I'm really looking forward to it, but for now, that's it for the Jacksonville race, and I will continue now with the next book. I don't know if this will be the last update for this vlog. We will see about that later. But I've read the next installment of the Zodiac Academy series. I've read Live and Let Lionel, the anthology. I haven't given you an update in between because I just enjoyed reading these stories. We had a few short stories that gave us background of characters like Tori and Darcy's parents and how they met. But we also had a lot of bonus POVs to scenes we already knew. So, all in all, it was not really necessary to read, but I enjoyed my time with it and enjoyed the different perspectives of scene we had in former books. We had a lot of Orion here, we had Darius, we had Seth, and each and every single bonus chapter was introduced by Lionel, and I could only roll my eyes about him, and I don't like him. I hate him still. So I don't really have that much to say to this anthology because a more inside view of the different chapters and short stories would spoil certain parts of the whole plotline of the series, and I don't want to do that. So I would say I would continue the series, but you won't get an update in this vlog here because Restless Stars, the last book of the Zodiac Academy series, is very chunky, very big. I think it has over 1,000 pages. So I will take my time with it, but maybe I can fit it another book from another series before this vlog ends. I can't really say at this point. So let's see if I can do that, and if not, you will see me again in a few seconds with either another book update or the summary of this vlog. I already spoke about this book in my last final chapter vlog. It is Releasing 10. I started the book on January 1st, and now on the last day of January, I am halfway through the book. It took me ages to read the first half because this book is super, super heavy. Please read the trigger warning before reading this book. Please take care of yourself because this book is a whole other level than the books before. From the topics, I compare this with A Little Life, but it feels more intense than that because Jude was emotionally distanced to what happened to him in his whole childhood, but we are living right through it with Lizzie. And I feel so sick. I feel so disgusted by what happened to Lizzie and that nobody saw it and that this could happen for years. It just makes me sad. It breaks my heart a million times. And I know this book is fiction, but the most heartbreaking thing reading those stories is that there are people experiencing this, that there are children experiencing this, and nobody sees them, nobody believes them, even if they talk about it. I can't even say how sad this makes me. And a lot of time after I've read some chapters here, I sat here with shaking hands, extremely cold hands and feet. And I'm not easily triggered by these topics, but this book, as I said, is a whole other level. And I only can hope that the worst part is over now after half of the book. I can understand better now why Lizzie hates Gypsy so much, but I also understand Gypsy's side. It is not easy. They are just children experiencing super traumatic things, and they just need to find a way to live with it. So they need to do what's best for them, and that's not always what's best for the other person. And not every victim is brave enough to speak up for themselves or for others. So it is a super hard situation. And as I said, I can understand both of them. And I'm so mad at every adult in this book that nobody listens. Everyone ignores the signs and just says it's part of Lizzie's mental illness. But nobody sees that everything that happened is the reason why Lizzie has this mental illness. So it is super frustrating to read this book. It lets me feel so much, and mostly negative things, just because of the plot and what happens to the characters. I'm so glad that Lizzie has at least Huey at her side and that he's there for her. But nobody knows what happened to her, and even if finally somebody found out, it didn't went well. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil anything. And I just try to rip the band-aid off today or this weekend because I have nothing else planned this weekend and I want to finish the book. So, wish me luck. I don't think I can finish it this evening. We have already 6 p.m. and I have a little bit over 6 hours of reading time left. So I don't think that will happen, but I plan to finish it tomorrow so I can put it in this vlog. So you can already see if I finished this book and this challenge, because you can see if there is a final update for this book or not. But for finishing it, I have to read. So let's talk later. And I ripped the band-aid off. I finished releasing 10 this weekend. So I've read 57% of the book in 2 days and can say the second half was definitely a bit lighter for me personally. But the story was still super heavy, don't get me wrong. It was just a different focus. Because, spoilers here, if you don't want to know anything about the story, I won't get into detail. I just want to speak about the topics of the book in general. So, in the first half of this book, we had a lot of child abuse, of rape, of dealing with these feelings, of manipulation of this child. And that was just sickening. I was so disgusted by it. And then in the second half, we deal more with the consequences of this abuse, with the mental illness, with the heavy trauma, with self harm, and with suicidal thoughts. So, as I said, still super heavy, but different in the second half. And I could handle this much better. But all in all, this book 5 stars, highlight of 2026, but definitely do not recommend because it is so heavy. I can't recommend reading it. I said it before. It deals with similar problems than A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, but this book felt more intense because we are living right through the trauma with Lizzie, and that was extremely difficult. So please take care of yourself when you consider reading Releasing 10. I took my time with it. I needed over a month to read this book, which is a lot of time for me. But my mental health was more important than reading the book, and I took care of myself here. So please do the same. And now I can't wait to read more of this story, of the Boys of Tommen series, and especially of Lizzie and Huey, because I want to see them together. I want to see more healing, more hope, more of the positive side, even if this is united with a lot of negative feelings, with shock and more trauma. I don't know how Hugh will react to everything. I think it will destroy him, and it is not easy to handle. So there is still a lot going on, not only with Lizzie and Huey, but also with Gypsy and Claire, and Patrick and Katie, because we already had teasers there. And I love, love, love this series. I want to read all these stories, even if they are super heavy. And I think the most difficult thing for me personally while reading the story is the thought that there are people out there living this hell. I know this story is fictional, but it is based on true experiences. And this just breaks my heart. It shatters it. And that's why I had so much problems reading this book. But it is also why it is important to write and read these books, to talk about these topics, to not handle this as taboos, because we need to be aware that these things are happen in this world, that there are bad people like Mark, and that we need to take care not only of ourselves but of others. So I am very glad that I've read Releasing 10 now. And that was also the final book for this vlog. It is Monday now. I need to edit this video today, so you can see it on Tuesday. I've read now 4 books for this vlog, 3 print books and 1 ebook. And 2 of them were very chunky books. So for the final chapter series, this means I finished a series, the Boys of Tommen series. I am now on track with it until new books will be published. But I also started a new series with the Jacksonville race, which means the number of series I want to continue stays the same. We started the vlog with 26 series to continue, and we end the vlog with 26 series to continue. I think there will be more progress in the next episode of the final chapter, which will probably be out in March. So stay tuned for that. But before you leave me, please tell me in the comments what you have read this week. Tell me if you have read any of these books. Like this video if you wanna, follow my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!